Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the new Hot Toys, the Joker in Tuxedo from the Suicide Squad movie. Now this figure stands just shy of 12 inches tall and depicts Jared Leto's edgy new take on the Joker, dressed to the nines as you can see in his tuxedo. Alright, so let's have a look at the way that this guy comes displayed. He comes with a display stand. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to move him to the side, and I want to talk about this. He comes with this backdrop, which, you know, is okay print-wise, but it's a disaster just as a standee. It has welcome, and then it's got special security barracks. You can see that there's the Joker, and he's got, you know, a little Joker skull with a jester hat to it. It looks okay. To me, it really reminds me of something like a t-shirt you would see when mixed martial arts was such a big thing, and people would be buying t-shirts. And remember, t-shirts would have all this tattoo work and tribal stuff, and it would just have splattered paint all over the place. It's really the vibe that I end up getting from this backdrop. I'm not super crazy about it. And I'll tell you really what the one thing I don't like about it is the way it's constructed. You get these fairly sturdy enough cardboard struts or little side pieces to it. And then you get this. And again, there's a close look at the artwork. The back is completely black. There's nothing on the back there. But the front, you've got welcome to security barracks, and you know it's busy just for the sake of being busy. And I'm not super crazy about it because it's a disaster to try to get standing. You've got these little side cardboard tabs, ideally that are supposed to be tabbed into the side here. And ultimately, like what ends up happening, like anything else that happens that is paper and is a tab, it goes through and it just frays the edges. I suppose you could kind of go in there and tape it, but nothing really stays together. And maybe others have had success with it. Congratulations, they've had success with it. I don't really like it. I just don't. It seems unnecessary. The Joker on his stand on his own, it looks perfect, and I really like the Suicide Squad stand. We'll look at that in a second. But I find this is just unnecessarily busy. It's flimsy. It doesn't stay together very well. And even really, if I'm putting Joker in a detolf, which essentially is going to be where I'm going to put him, this is just way too big and cumbersome. And then imagining, if you will, getting additional Suicide Squad figures, I would think that all of them are going to have this cardboard. I thank Hot Toys that they included it, but in all honesty, I don't like it one bit. I'm sure there could have been the means to do something a little bit differently the way it did, and it really doesn't connect to the stand. The stand seems to have a slit in the back. I'll just move the Joker here for a second. The stand has a slit or just like an edging around the side to initially I thought, okay, the stand somehow wedged itself into it, but it really doesn't. It just stands on its own. It's busy, it's flimsy. I don't personally like it. What I do like though is the other display stand, or the main display stand that comes with Tuxedo Joker here. And again, I'm assuming that all the Suicide Squad figure releases are going to have consistently the same style of display stand. A little bullseye in the corner there, and you've got Suicide Squad, the Joker Tuxedo version. This looks nice. This has a standard display under leg or a crotch clip to it where you can stand the figure on top. It looks good. Don't ever have a need to be displaying it with that cardboard. I guess that's the only real thing I would say I'm not crazy about this is when you stand the figure on top of it, it gives you enough foot clearance, but I always feel then inclined that the figure wants to butt up against the front here that's got Suicide Squad. I guess if you put the figure far enough back, it's not going to be so much an issue. Or, I mean, really, you could be clever enough with it that you could have the figure kind of having his foot on the Suicide Squad to kind of break that fourth wall and where you've got the extra depth to displaying the figure. Other than that, though, I really like the display stand. I think the coloring is nice. I love the fact that it's not just a standard stand. Get him to stand here. It's not just a standard stand, that they did give us something different. The coloring is nice. I like the red, how it pops. The red outlining to Suicide Squad looks great. all in all, great looking stand. I just don't really like the cardboard backdrop, and it's not something I'm ever going to display with the figure. I think we're going to be getting about 4 different Jokers. There's going to be there's already the Arkham Asylum Joker. Then there is the purple trenchcoat Joker. There is the Tuxedo Joker. And then there's going to be as well that silver jacket Joker, which I think has like a red shirt to it. So there's going to be about a total of 4 different Jokers. I do like this one, though, quite a bit, actually. I love the tuxedo work to him, and he very much reminds me of, like, the Jack Nicholson Joker from the 1989 movie, in which you had the top hat Joker and you had the feather darts. I thought that was a really nice design, and I'm sure bears no cues, this Joker, to the original 89 Joker, but it'd be interesting to see if maybe some of their design options. He does definitely have like an old kind of golden age sort of outfit to him. I love the tails to his shirt, or to his jacket. He's a very formal looking Joker. The jacket itself opens up and he has a cream colored vest, a cream colored tie, and then essentially everything else here is a stark white in the shirt and buttons. What they've done as well is they've magnetized the interior. Looks like there's probably like a magnet right here that keeps everything tight. Even like the flap to the side here stays tight and stays fitted against the jacket. Has some additional buttons here on the side. They don't really button to anything. And again, a closer look at the vest. Now it does look like you could unsnap it. There's 2 snaps that snaps the vest completely shut. If you wanted to, I suppose you could take the jacket off, take the vest off, and just have solely just the shirt underneath. I don't really know if the Joker outfit or the Joker torso underneath all this, because I really haven't even looked myself. I'm curious to know if it doesn't look like he actually has tattoos. Nor would I venture into actually trying to remove this to find out. It's just layer upon layer of clothing. I'm fine just to leave it as it is. Plus as well, there is enough Jokers, even really with the purple trenchcoat Joker and the Arkham Joker so far released, the Asylum Joker. There's enough of those Jokers going around that have the tattoos on their torso. I can't see myself ever wanting to really take the jacket off here. Whatever opinions you may have about the current design of Joker, it's mixed. I know there's some people that really like the design, some people that really don't. I'm actually pretty okay with the design. I have to admit, initially didn't like it all that much, but it has grown on me like everything else. When these movies do first come out, you think, I don't know, the design's just not really working for me. Eventually it starts coming around, at least for me, it eventually starts coming around. I've warmed up to Jared Leto's portrayal and also the subsequent design of what Joker ended up coming across. The one thing that really was the breaker for me, for him missing as the Joker, was a big smile. And I know he gets that sort of through the tattoo on his hand, but you know, I missed the big smile on Joker. But again, that period of time I think has come and gone. I'm really actually liking the design of Joker here, and as a Hot Toys goes, it's pretty dead on. Now, there is mileage to be made from getting the individual Jokers. It's not simply just one Joker has the exact same head sculpt to the other, although this does look like it does have a very close, if not exact, sculpt to the trench coat Joker, or I should say the straitjacket Joker that we've seen already. Now, the trench coat Joker, which we will be looking at eventually on this channel, does have a much more larger facial expression, much more exaggerated mouth and stuff like this. I won't certainly be the first nor last reviewer to mention this, but I think like this head sculpt suits better the trench coat, the purple trench coat Joker, rather than the tuxedo Joker. Just because when I'm seeing Joker in Suicide Squad, when he's dressed like this, he's got a more zanier, almost more mad expression to his face, that the more calmer Joker here, I think fits better with the purple trench coat Joker. And I will find myself probably switching the head off completely and switching it to this head to the other Joker, and vice versa. His head sculpt's got this really nice looking paint apps done to it. Even right down to the bottom, and hopefully the camera can pick it up, there's like veins right at the very bottom jaw area of his face. It also seems too like the areas around his scars as well as his tattoos, there's a slight bluish discoloration going on to the skin. In fact, the skin as a whole is done really nice because it almost looks like it's got this sponged effect to it where it looks like it's discolored in some areas, having that blue and the off coloring, and then you've got these little splattered areas of the white pigmentation, and then you've got that kind of off colored flesh tone to it. I like as well the paint that's been done around the eyes area. It's one of these Joker's design in Suicide Squad has very much more a kind of dead, realistic looking skin complexion to it. Even like the ears. The ears have a different coloring than the rest of his face, whereas the ears have seemingly more of a warmer tone to it, and then the rest of his face gets that kind of speckled. It's really hard to describe it, but it's like it's almost as if you could see it. I think that's what I was trying to get at. It's almost got like a translucency to it. I know it doesn't, but the paint almost conveys as if you could kind of see through his skin, like his skin has become really paper thin, and it's just got this gorgeous, gorgeous looking discoloration to it that I really like. Even like the ears, and going back to like the ear over here, it has a warmer tone to it. The ear over here has the warmer areas up at the top there, but then it has that speckling of the paler color there as well. I love his eyes. I think his eyes have depth to them, I think only by virtue of the fact that he's got the shading around to him, but they really read a dead, cold look to it. Like the coloring also on his lips, where it's not quite a solid red. In fact, it looks like it would have been applied red and then worn itself away here. And the mouth is slightly open, where you can see the grill grill of the mouth inside there. I couldn't necessarily say that it's from a sculpt standpoint. I mean, it looks very much like Jared Leto. I wouldn't say necessarily it is one of Hot Toys' best head sculpts, but I may say it's one of Hot Toys' best paint applications, just because the more you look at the skin and the face itself, the more you see things that you didn't see before. Like I see a vein actually running down from the top portion here of his head. I don't know if the camera sees that or not. Right where the hair is slicked back, there's this big gnarly vein that's running down the top there. One of the other things I really didn't think I was going to like about this particular Joker was the very vibrant green hair as opposed to a more subtle coloring. It doesn't actually seem on this Joker to have as much the bright green as at times it seems in the movie. It seems like it's just a little bit darker in coloring here. The sculpting on the bunchings of hair is done really, really nicely. It does seem, though, like his face, maybe, I don't know for me, but it does seem like it's not as pale as his neck. Seems like there might be a little bit more of a warmer tone to his face overall, which I guess would be fairly accurate than the paler areas of his neck. He gets a nicely sculpted flower there on his lapel, which has just little edges here of silver on the tips of the individual petals. I like the care to detail as well, the individual buttons on the back of his long-tailed jacket, and little buttons there on little snaps on the sides of his sleeves. I like also the stripe running down to his leg, which polishes off quite nicely to the tips, or to the end of the figure, looking at his very rather shiny shoes. Doesn't seem like there's any little bit of scuffing at all to the shoes themselves. Maybe just a little bit on the underside where the sole is, but the shoes themselves look pretty pristine. The laces I find, and the laces tend to be difficult when it comes to 6 scale figures. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. This one I think can be chalked up to a little bit. It doesn't seem to have very, very much depth to the laces, that they seem so close to the shoe that they read almost a little bit more of a sculpt rather than actual laces. I don't necessarily expect real laces on the shoes, but I think by having them so close to the actual shoe itself, it does come across a little bit more like sculpt, rather than an actual working lace if he did actually have them. His accessories, he gets himself one golden aka assault rifle, which has a removable magazine. You see that there's 2 bullets visible at the tips there of the magazine clip. It also has a swing that hinges itself out where it could be housed against, I suppose, the shoulder. This little aspect here, this little end piece hinges as well, of course, as the main hinge. And I like how it sits very snug against the actual undercarriage of the rifle. Sometimes, though, that the magazine clip does want to fall out. Just want to kind of give it a little bit of firmer press, but I love this gold, I want to say gold chrome, I don't know if that's correct, but I love how it's just got this, it's almost got like a vacuum form chrome to it. I hope that maybe over time it's not going to chip. I mean, in fact, the rifle has it, the pistol has it. Pistol doesn't have it really to the extent that the rifle has it, but it does really look nice, and I love the white on the handles. Of course, the white in the section right here. It really does complement overall the gold here on the rifle. Moving along, he gets also a pistol, just a purple pistol. I say just the purple pistol like I'm undervaluing it. The pistol looks pretty good. And it also, like the assault rifle, has a removable clip. In this case, 1 visible bullet is showing at the top. I like that it's got the jester head there on the handle. And some nice gold there on the purple just to offset that. This section here does cock back. And it looks like it's on a spring, so it will release on its own. And then lastly, the other accessory, he comes with a grenade. The clip, I would not entertain the idea of trying to remove it. In fact, it looks like it's sculpted there, so I would just leave it as is. It has just a little bit of coloring, not too much, but generally it reads a little bit more like a greenish gunmetal gray with some accents there of the red on the handle, and you've got the almost light gray running as a band around the end. It looks like there's actually something in there, like you can see, like it just, if you hold it up slightly, you can see that there's a little bit of red on the interior there, which then rounds up to the last accessory, at least from ones that he can hold. He comes also with his cane, and his cane really is matching almost exactly to his pistol in the same purples, golds, slight silvers, although the pistol doesn't really have as much of the silver, but there's some silver gunmetal on the tip there of the cane, and some nice scroll work here, which actually has like a little bit of that same style of red, that same similar purpley colored red. It's on the interior areas of the basically the areas where that scroll is not showing. Quite like the cane. And the purple is just right. It's almost like a metallic purple, it looks to me in hand. I can't forget to also mention he also comes with like a little bag of little buttons. So he's got a couple for his jacket. He's got a couple for his shirt and vest. I couldn't tell you how many are in there. I'm going to ballpark maybe like 12 or so of various sizes and colors. And then he gets also a series of interchangeable hands, a relaxed palm, kind of a gripping hand, another gripping hand for holding the cane and his other weapons. And then the ones I've currently got in his hand, one is the trigger finger hand for his gun, and again another one for holding his cane. Joker here gets a ball joint for his head, and it also looks like he's got a secondary ball joint, possibly at the base of his neck, although moving it is very, very difficult just because of the nature of the collar here. Shoulders hinge out. This one's a little bit stiffer than the other one. A forward and back motion on the arms. They are a little difficult to move in because of the jacket, and especially as well underneath the jacket, considering you've got a shirt there as well. It does make moving the arms a little bit more difficult. Swiveling in the bicep area, double hinged elbow, rotation in the hand. Upper torso crunch, a waist swivel. You got your forward, back, and out motion on the legs, a swivel on the top, cut of the thigh, double hinge knee, and your full rotation ankle pivot, and a up and down motion on the feet. The Joker and Tuxedo version, I actually think turned out pretty good. The only thing I really didn't like about the figure, and that's not really anything to do with the figure itself, I didn't like the cardboard backdrop. I wish they, or ultimately it's just something that they could really have left off. I don't see a lot of collectors necessarily displaying him with the backdrop, but I mean really that's only my opinion. At the end of the day, the display stand on its own is really good, and the figure on its own is really good. He doesn't have a lot of accessories, granted, but I think the accessories that he has are ones fitting the Joker, I think, for really what you would want to do with him. And of course, with all the other Jokers that are going to be, or have been released and are going to be released, you're going to get a fair number of accessories that you can display Jared Leto's Joker with. Overall, I like the figure, I like the head sculpt, I like the attire on him. I'm really happy that I was able to pick this guy up. Speaking of picking this guy up, if you guys are interested in grabbing this Joker for yourself, he's currently on a wait list right now over at Sideshow Collectibles. If you want to join that wait list now, he'll be shipped to you guys as soon as stock becomes available. In the meantime, today we were checking out, this was the Hot Toys Suicide Squad Joker in his tuxedo. If you guys like this video, hit it with a like, and if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button down below, and you're good to go. And as well, if you guys also like Hot Toys reviews, there's a playlist on this channel where you can check out not only the Joker that you've already watched, but a ton of other Hot Toys reviews as well. I'll see you guys next time.